Greetings for the day. My name is Mohammed Rahmat Ali. Welcome to another session of computer networks. In today's session, we are going to learn about Border Gateway Protocol. In the last session, we studied about OSPF, Open Shortest Path First Protocol, but in today's session, we are going to learn about Border Gateway Protocol. In the previous session, we studied what OSPF does, how, how OSPF is being operated, and what are the different methods by which OSPF is being implemented on the network. Now, in today's session, we are going to learn about the Border Gateway Protocol, or it is shortly known as BGP. Now, what it says, Border Gateway Protocol is used to exchange routing information for the internet and is the protocol used between ISP, which are different AS. AS means autonomous systems. Now, what do you mean by this is, if at all if you are having a network, there is something called as interrelated network, intra-network, or internet and internetwork. These three are three different things that is been there. OSPF works within a network. It means it works within a known network, whereas Border Gateway Protocol works with other networks connected to that particular network. It means you are in semester 5. There are some people who are in semester 7. You want to communicate with people who are studying in semester 7. So it means here you will be using Border Gateway Protocol. And also, if at all if you want to communicate within 5th semester, then you will be using OSPF. So this is the major difference between Border Gateway Protocol and OSPF. To make you understand, I gave you this small example. Don't write this example in an examination. Now moving forward, what it says, the protocol can connect together any internetwork of autonomous system using an arbitrary topology. The only requirement is that each autonomous system have at least one router that is able to run BGP, and that is router connected to at least one other autonomous systems BGP router. BGP main function is to exchange network reachability information with other BGP systems. Now, Border Gateway Protocol constructs an autonomous system graph based on information exchanged between BGP router. This sounds quite textbook type of a things. Let me make these things very simple. What it does is like BGP or Border Gateway Protocol does is, if at all if you want to communicate from one network to another autonomous network, from your network to another autonomous system or autonomous network, then at that instance Border Gateway Protocol is being used so that your packet of information can be transferred to that particular autonomous network. Now what is the prerequisite for it? The prerequisite is that that particular network or autonomous network should have at least one router who is capable of handling BGP type of protocol. There should be at least one router who is be able, like who that router should be able to execute or to operate Border Gateway Protocol. That protocol can be implemented on that router. It means if at all two individual networks are having a router which can communicate or which can run Border Gateway Protocol on that, then these two networks can communicate with one another using Border Gateway Protocol. This is the concept of Border Gateway Protocol. Let us move further. What it says, what are the characteristics of Border Gateway Protocol or BGP? The first one is inter-autonomous system configuration. What it says, the main role of BGP is to provide communication between two autonomous systems. They should be like, when we are talking about computer networks, this is automatically being said, like the networks and systems and devices will be communicating with one another using any of the methods, any of the techniques, any of the protocol, any of the algorithm. It means one or the other devices will be anyhow communicating with one another. But with reference to border gateway protocol is one of the method or protocol which is implemented in two other networks of different types of different streams and two different way. And how they are being communicated? They are being communicated with border gateway protocol. What it says, the main role of BGP is to provide communication between two autonomous system in the sense one system of networks which is unknown to another. That is what we call as autonomous, in the sense one network which is unknown, like this network doesn't have any of the connection with this network. Now they want to communicate with one another. For an instance, semester 5th and semester 7th people, they never study together or they never work together. But if at all there is a cricket team to be made with reference to the department, at that instance you all will be coming together to form one particular team. At this instance all of the people who are having interest or who can play cricket very well will come into one particular place so that they can decide a team. In the same way, two autonomous systems who have BGP protocol type of things, they can execute on one another, then they can communicate with one another. This concept is called the BGP protocol. Now what is the second point? It says BGP support the next of paradigm. Coordination among multiple BGP speakers within the AS or autonomous systems. Now the next one is the path information in the sense, if at all a border gateway protocol is been transferring the information to another autonomous system, then the protocol will remember the path. Protocol will remember the path so that other network packets can be transferred to that and information can be scheduled from one autonomous network to another autonomous system, one autonomous network to another autonomous network, from one network to another network. So the path information should be remembered. It means the first packet which is transferring, for an instance, there are three networks. The packet A is to be delivered to the router Z. From network A to the network 3, the packet is to be delivered from router A to router Z. Point to remember is like there are three different networks. Here is A, like let me consider the router as in alphabetical order A, B, C, D, E, F, G until Z. Now router A wants to send information to router Z. What it will do? It will take a path. Like the path can be A to B, B to C, C to D, from D to F, F to X, X to Y, Y to Z. Now this path will be remembered. For the next hop, so that whenever the next transaction or the next is to be taken, for an example, I want to send the packet from A to X, not to Z. For this, I will take the same path. Why? Because router X is coming in between the path of Z. And also I want to send a path to router V. It means I'll take the same path. Why? Because router V is coming in the path of router Z and router X. So in the sense that the path information will be stored and it will be advertised so that other networks or other routers who have been connected to it can get the information of the routing places, so that it can take the best of the path. What it says, BGP advertisements also includes path information along with the reachable destination and next destination pair. BGP also supports security. Okay, now moving forward, security in the sense like with reference to authentication and with reference to delivery of the packet, etc. type of things. Okay, now moving forward, functionality of border gateway protocol. What are the functionalities? There are three major functionalities with reference to border gateway protocol. What are the functionalities? Let me consider. The first function consists of initial pair acquisition and authentication. It means the first instance we will be saying hello to one another. both the peer establishes a TCP connection and perform message exchange that guarantee both sides have agreed to communicate. The moment you started this video, it means you wanted to have a glance, or you wanted to listen something with reference to computer networks and also with reference to the BGP protocol. That is only the reason you have clicked on this video. It means we both has set a common intention of me speaking, you listening for this particular topic. This is what has been said. The first function consists of initial peer acquisition and authentication. Both the peer established a TCP connection and perform message exchange that guarantees both sides have agreed to communicate. This is the first functionality of BGP. What is the second one? The second one says the second functionality mainly focus on sending negative and positive reachability information. In the sense, after a communication is been established, I'll see the alternate routes so that I can get the best of the route to send that particular information, and that particular information will be updated to the peer router so that a particular path can be taken, and other router can also know what is the shortest path between the other routers. So it means the second functionality mainly focuses on sending of negative as well as positive reachability information. Now, coming towards the third point, the third function verifies that the peer and the network connection between them are functioning correctly. After the connection is being established, there should be a proper communication. The third functionality is it should see that and it should verify whether there is a proper communication between the router, whether there is something like which is creating a traffic congestion, or there is something an alternative path that the packet has taken. It means this border gateway protocol is used to communicate in between two autonomous network. Here we are speaking with reference to autonomous network. Autonomous network in the sense a network in which we have never went, or in a network we never had a communication, we have no idea with reference to that particular thing. If at all, for an instance, if I give you an example, like you went into a competition into some XYZ college for a competition, for a coding competition, for an allocation competition, for a debate competition. The moment you enter into that college, you will feel like you will see for the people who can who have a similar type of thing, like who has come for a similar type of a competition. You will make a friendship with them, then you will get an idea what is going to happen in that particular thing. In the same way the things happen, the first thing, they will create an authentication, and they, in the second part, they will see the possibility wherein which can be done and which cannot be done. And also, like you as a team, you have went, you will analyze which team can go into the second round, third round and fourth round, and with reference to that you will be working hard. And at the third point says, whenever the connection is been established, you will see you are enough competent to win that competition. The way other teams are working, you will also be working in the same way so that you can win the competition. That is what we call as a border gateway protocol. It means one autonomous system and other autonomous system can communicate with one another to perform the task of exchanging of information, exchanging of packets. Okay, now this is what we call as functionality of border gateway protocol. Moving forward, border gateway route information management function. So what are they? The first one is route storage. In the sense, each BGP stores information about how to reach other networks. How to reach other network in the sense, if at all you have a network, how you can reach another autonomous network with reference to the route that you have. It will store with reference to the information that is been taken previously. The next one is route update. In the sense, if at all a new route is been taken, or if at all the existing route is been added with some of the new nodes, then the route need to be updated in all of the respective routing tables, so that whenever the packet is been sent, it is being set on a particular path. It is been set on the best of the path. So what it says, in this task, special techniques are used to determine when and how to use the information received from peer to properly update the routers or routes. Okay. What is the third point? Routes selection. Each BGP uses the information in its route database to select good routes to each network on the internet network. In the sense, it will take always, the BGP will take always the best of the path. It will take the best of the path, in the sense, in this type of routing protocol, it will see the best path which can be taken to reach the particular destination. And also, like, if at all, like, see, for an instance, if at all, if I tell you, if at all, if you want to go to another type of a college, then you will see the best of the way to go. You will not see any of the shortcuts. Why? Because if you are going to a new place, so you need to have a good type of reputation and good type of thing, so that you can be able to produce, or you will be able to recreate yourself in the best of the way. That is the reason you will be selecting the best of the part. And also, with reference to the interviews, when you are going for the interview, you will select the best of the things that makes you look good in front of the interviewer. That's the same thing, but because it's a new place, a new area, and a new thing you are doing, that's the reason the best thing has been taken. And also, in the same way, each BGP route will take the best of the path among the routing tables, or among the route table or route databases. The last one is route advertisement. If at all, in this case, if at all a new route is been added, or a route is been removed, or there are some of the glitch with reference to things, every of the router will advertise themselves, so that other people can, or other, not the people, other routers can get updated. Other routers can get updated, so that the routing table and routing information is being set in every of the router, so that the communication takes place in a better way. So what it says, each BGP speaker regularly tells its peer what it knows about various networks and method to reach them. It means the thing that we are speaking from the first session is all about communicating, either in the best way, or either in the quickest way, or with reference to the best of the routes, or with reference to the fastest of the route. It can be anything, or it can be with reference to the quality of services, or it can be with reference to the security of the network. It can be any other thing. But at the last, what we are going to do, it is all about sender, receiver, and medium that is been taken, and how it is been communicated between two other things. That is the only thing that we are going to study with reference to computer networks. Now, what is, like, the next thing is what is the difference between OSPF and BGP? What is OSPF? OSPF stands for Open Shortest Path First. OSPF is the first type, is the type of hierarchical network topology or design in which you will be having a hierarchical type of a network. Hierarchical type of a network, in the sense, one router will be connected to another, another will be connected to third will be connected to fourth. These type of networks will be there in OSPF. OSPF prefers fastest path rather than shortest path. It prefers for the fastest path rather than the shortest path. In OSPF, Internet protocol is used. IP protocol is being used with reference to OSPF. Now, coming towards border gateway protocol, BGP is a type of mesh topology. If at all, if you remember, I told you about the different types of topologies. Here we are having two type of things, like hierarchical topology and mesh topology. For a glance, like, to understand what these are things are, go through with reference to the different types of topologies, like, so that you can understand in a better way. So, to give a glance, topology, in the sense, how networks is being adjusted and how networks are being made so that they can have a communication. This is what we call as a topology. BGP is a mesh type of a topology, in the sense, every of the router is being connected to every next router available within that network. That is what we call as mesh topology. Border gateway protocol prefers best path, wherein the OSPF prefers the fastest path. Border gateway protocol prefers the best path. In border gateway protocol, transmission control protocol is being used. In OSPF, IP is being used. Here, TCP is being used. Okay, now the main difference between OSPF and BGP is that open shortest path first is intra-domain routing protocol, while BGP is inter-domain routing protocol. Intra and intra means within the fifth semester, inter means within the CSA department. Okay, intra means within the same network, inter means within the same type of mesh networks, or within the different types of network connected in what you call as autonomous system. Okay, this in the sense this is the major differences between OSPF and BGP type of a protocol. Let me see more of the differences. The difference is like OSPF stands for open shortest path, BGP stands for border gateway protocol. In OSPF, the implementation of OSPF is easy, while the implementation of BGP is difficult with reference to the transmission, because OSPF takes the fastest path, BGP takes the best of the path. OSPF is fast concurrency while BGP is slow concurrency. The fourth point is OSPF is a type of hierarchical network topology or design, whereas the BGP is mesh type of things. The fifth point is the OSPF, it is also called an interval gateway or internal gateway, whereas the BGP is the external gateway. Internal gateway in the sense, as you are communicating within the fifth semester, it is within the same class or it is within the same semester. Whereas if you consider with the BGP, you are going from fifth semester to the seventh semester. It means it is external gateway type of a things. And see the sixth point is in OSPF internet protocol is used, whereas in BGP TCP protocol is used or transmission control protocol is used. Whereas like it works on 89 port, it's work on 179 port. OSPF is link state, it is vector state. Like OSPF use this is very difficult to pronounce actually, Dijkstra algorithm, whereas the BGP protocol uses the best path algorithm. And the last point is OSPF prefers the fastest path rather than the shortest path, while it prefers the best path or the best path. This is the major difference between OSPF and BGP type of protocol. So these are, I hope like you got a idea with reference to what BGP is with reference to OSPF, and also we have seen the differences between OSPF and BGP type of protocol. That's all for today's session. I hope you understood something from today's session. If at all if you have any doubt, please let me know or please ping me on my email address rahmat_ali2u@yahoo.com. That's all for today's session. Have a great time, have a great day. See you in the next session. Thank you for listening.